Also, $17 will be distributed to state agencies as specified by Act 13. The PUC has forwarded the information to the Department of the Treasury and expects payments to be distributed in early July. The distributions for individual municipalities are detailed on the PUC's Act 13 website.
Here's the Beaver County forecast on 95.7 and 99.3 FM, along with 1230 WBVP, 1460 WMBA, and streaming at beavercountyradio.com.
A mix of clouds and sun today for your first day of summer and a high of 82. Partly cloudy tonight for a low of 62. Tomorrow, your first full day of summer sees cloudy and cooler skies with a slight chance of rain and a high of 71. Scattered showers throughout the day Friday with a high of 79. Steady rain for Saturday with scattered thunderstorms and a high of 77. And showers with possible thunderstorms Sunday with a high of 85 degrees. Our newscast this hour is being brought to you by the J&J Spratt Funeral Home located on 3rd Avenue in New Brighton, now serving their 4th generation where their roots go deep into your community. That is a look at the news for now. I'm Matt Durzik for Beaver County Radio News, 95.7 FM, 99.3 FM, 1230 WBVP, and 1460 WMBA. Also streaming worldwide at beavercountyradio.com.
Now, it's time to talk on Teleforum on Beaver County Radio, 1230 WBVP, 1460 WMBA, 99.3 FM, and beavercountyradio.com. And now, here is the host of the show, Eddy Crow.
On Facebook or not, I don't know if you've made that leap, but if you haven't made that leap, today's program is a really good reason to do so quickly. It is Teleforum. Dale Reckless of MRS Physical Therapy is here. Good to see you.
Great to be here. Like to see the new digs.
Very nice. You came in, and I posted about this last night. If you're not watching this, I'll describe it. Dale and I are sitting together next to each other, arm in arm, on a massage table. And we got word yesterday that you were bringing a massage table, and that told me today could get a little bit weird, and I'm all for it. What are we talking about that requires you to bring a massage table?
Well, today's going to be a great show, and I appreciate it if you guys are listening. And if you guys can get onto our Facebook Live feed, you're going to really see a lot of new stuff that we're going to do today. So we're going to talk about our new stretching program we have at MRS Physical Therapy. I'm really excited about it. It's a brand new program. We're just kicking it off. And actually on today's radio show, it's the official kickoff of our stretching program that we're doing at MRS Physical Therapy.
Oh, nice.
And we're doing it at both of our clinics, the clinic in Bridgewater as well as the clinic in Cranberry Township.
So you're going to stretch me.
You're going to love today. Like
you say that every time you show up. Ed, you're going to love today. Okay.
I have you do a lot of difficult things, but today might be the best thing that I've ever had you do. As far as I think you're going to really appreciate what we do today with you. It's going to be relaxing. You're going to get benefits of it, and I don't think it's going to hurt.
I don't think it's going to hurt. Because some of the stuff you have me, I love doing it because part of it's ego. It's like, oh, look, Dale made me do that and I survived it. But this is stuff that people can apply every day in their lives. And if they need to learn how to do it, they come see you.
Yep.
I love the fact that I've ended up being a guinea pig. All right, what are we doing? Please follow this on Facebook.
It's a part of our new wellness program. And I'm going to tell you the story about how this came about. So I had a friend come up to me, and my friend asked me about stretching. He said, Dale, what do you think about stretching? I said, I love stretching. I advocate stretching. I tell my patients every day they should stretch. Mm-hmm. But then I quickly realized he wasn't talking about me teaching how to stretch himself, but he was asking about me stretching him. It's called assisted stretching. And through our discussion, I realized that there was a real interest in people for developing this wellness part of their lifestyle. It's a wellness program, stretching, but it's not just teaching them how to stretch themselves, but it's actually getting a better stretch by me stretching them, and it's called assisted stretching.
Is the point of assisted stretching to work their way to where I guess they could do self-stretching, or is it just a separate way to go about it?
It's really a separate way to go about it, and it's really kind of a paradigm shift as far as what we think about the health of our bodies and wellness of our bodies. And this isn't anything new. It's actually been around for over 80 years. And it was actually developed by two physical therapists in conjunction with a doctor and a nurse. A doctor and a nurse and two physical therapists developed this assisted stretching program about 80 years ago. And the specific type of program is called PNF, the letters PNF. And it stands for proprioceptive neuromuscular facilitation. So these two physical therapists developed this program of PNF to use for assisted stretching about 80 years ago. So number one, it's nothing new. It's been around for a long time. Number two, physical therapists are trained in this specifically in their education, and so they're licensed to deliver this PNF stretching to their clients.
It's not something that, I'll watch that on a video and that's how you do it. There's way more involved and way more potentially
involved to it.
problematic.
So anyone that's a licensed physical therapist or licensed physical therapy assistant, they've been trained on this in school and their college education. They've been tested on this. They've had to pass the test specifically regarding things like PNF in order to be licensed to practice what they do. And so we're actually licensed professional stretchers, if you will, using PNF patterns for assisted stretching. And that's what we're going to talk about today, the new program that we have for wellness. And we're going to demonstrate. So if you're on Facebook Live, you can see some of the stretches that we are incorporating into our wellness stretching program.
And you said this is not going to hurt?
Well, it depends on how tight you are.
Okay.
You might feel some
First
tightness,
thing you
but
said.
it won't be pain. There won't be any cries of pain.
You're going to be one of the, oh no, you'll feel a little tension. There's some pressure.
Well, I did notice that your new digs out here are a little bit closer to the police station as well as closer to the hospital.
That's a
so
good
I
call
feel like
by
we
us,
can.
yeah.
I feel like we can start pushing the envelope a little bit on the things that we do with you, Eddy, because we're a lot closer to the hospital now, just in case.
The
I have
medic
no concerns
transport
and
time's
worries.
better. I wasn't going to make you do these, but now we got a helipad. Come on. All right.
You do have a big open parking lot out there.
Yes, we
that
do.
helicopter could land very easily.
I would
in
be
case.
the first person helipadded out of here. I'll take that. What are we doing?
Well, we're not going to go there, but so we're talking about, again, flexibility. And flexibility is really one of the core things that your body needs. So when we talk to people about going to work out, people say, I'm going to work out. What do you think of when you go to work out? You're going to the gym to work on your strengthening and conditioning. And what I've seen with my patients for years and years is they always forget about the flexibility component. However, the flexibility component is one of the core basic needs that your body has in order to function properly. So we can't just be going to the gym to work on strengthening and conditioning. We need to go work on our flexibility. So that's where this is really a paradigm shift as far as what we're looking at for improving our body's wellness, working specifically on the flexibility component of what your body needs. And we're using what's called assisted stretching, utilizing something called PNF, which again is proprioceptive neuromuscular facilitation to achieve that. It's hands-on stretching. So me as a physical therapist and my physical therapy assistants will be doing hands-on stretching with you.
Okay. I'm trying to sound more enthusiastic about that. Do we understand more now that stretching or not stretching is a hindrance to when you go and lift and when you go and run? You're setting yourself up behind the starting line by not stretching?
Yeah, absolutely. I would not say it's new at all. Like I said, this assisted stretching's been around for 80 years for a point and for a purpose. And I lecture my patients about this all the time. And I think we could really prevent a lot of these diagnoses from occurring if we started out with flexibility instead of started out with strengthening and conditioning. So what I mean by that is I have patients that come in with low back pain, neck pain, pain in their knees, shoulders, hips, any joint in your body, they have pain. And a lot of that could be prevented if they were more flexible to start before they went into their strengthening and conditioning program. So flexibility, again, is really the key. And I've told my patients about this, and it's always a component of their physical therapy program, is flexibility is so important. But this is a paradigm shift in the fact that we're going to look at this as a wellness program as far as a preventative program. So we prevent the problems with your neck, your back, your knees, your hips, your shoulders. If we can incorporate improved flexibility amongst our clientele, then I really think we'll see a decrease in the need for them to get to the point of being in pain and needing physical therapy. If we can, get this, in the front, if we can get ahead of it in the front of things by working on the flexibility first.
All right. What's the first thing you want me to do?
So I'm going to start with some of the core basic program that we're doing. So my patients and clients almost always have tightness in their hamstrings.
Yep.
So we're going to focus on hamstring flexibility, hip flexor quad flexibility, some hip rotator flexibility. So we're going to start with the lower body, then we're going to move up into the neck and the shoulder region as well. So what we're going to demonstrate here, we're going to start with the lower body, we're going to move up into the neck and the shoulders, and I'm going to kind of show you what I call our short program. So our short program for flexibility lasts about 25 minutes. So we spend about 25 minutes doing the assisted stretching with our clients. And then we also have a 50-minute program. The 50-minute program is a lot more inclusive of different muscle groups. The great thing about working with a physical therapist is a physical therapist is trained in knowing how to stretch every single muscle in your body. I mean, we took cadaver anatomy in school, so we know where all the muscles are. We know where all the attachments are. We know the line of pull, how things should work. And so as a specialist in knowing the body and in knowing the anatomy, it allows us to know how to do the perfect assisted stretching to help you out with your flexibility.
Okay, start stretching me.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So, Eddie, we're going to have you lie on your back on the mat table.
All right. I'm going to be, how are we going to do? I'm going to move the microphone down and call play-by-play of myself getting stretched.
Yep.
And don't forget, you can watch this on Facebook.
So right now, if you're
If
not
you've
watching,
run out of all the kitty videos on the planet,
we're getting Eddie into position here. So he's going to lie comfortably on his back on the massage
you think
table.
so? Okay. I don't know if you can see this, but I'm blinking SOS.
Okay.
All right.
You can relax your
Is
head
that
up on
good?
the. You can go all the way up so your head's relaxed on the cushion there. Yeah. Let's get it a little bit higher.
Cushiony.
There you go.
Time for surgery?
Romite just came in with plastic bags as gloves.
Okay. Uncross your legs there for me. Okay.
Yeah, you wish.
Okay, so we have a little bit of a different miking system in the new studio, so hopefully you can hear me. So what we're going to do is we're going to start out with the hamstrings. So
All
just
right.
about everybody needs hamstring flexibility.
Did you
So-
notice that I wore good shoes for you today?
Well, your shoes are going to be on my shoulders, so I appreciate
Oh,
that.
I just put in
Hopefully you weren't-
odor eaters. You're
Hopefully
good.
you weren't stepping on anything outside
All right.
there. Okay, so we're starting out with the hamstrings.
He's
So
climbing
just
on the
about-
table with me at this
Just
point.
about all my clients have issues with their hamstrings, okay?
All right.
So this is assisted stretching. So I'm not just pushing up. I am starting to push up because I want to see what your limitations are first and see what your hamstring length is.
That
okay?
is more on
And then
my
this is what's called PNF. So the PNF component is when you resist my push. So you're actually
So you want me to push back
you're going to push back. So I'm going to have you push back and you hold it for a 6-second hold. So push down into my shoulder there.
hard or just some?
Start out just some. Just push down. Yep, like that. That's hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and relax. So this is a PNF type of stretching. It's specifically called contract relax because you're contracting your muscle, then you're relaxing your muscle. And it's research has shown it's a way to facilitate improved flexibility of your muscle group that we're focusing on here. Okay, then I go a little bit farther.
Yeah.
And then you go and push down again
Oh,
and hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and relax.
for
Then
the
we go-
people that aren't watching this, if you've ever seen a soccer game, the last 5 minutes, somebody from the winning team falls down. This is one of the stretches that his teammate comes over and pretends to do.
Yeah, so it's more than just stretching somebody out.
Mm-hmm.
So using the PNF, it's specifically using that contract relax pattern that makes the difference in improving that hamstring flexibility or the muscle
Was I
flexibility
doing it
that we're-
wrong because I felt it more in my calf than my hamstring?
You probably were just pointing your toe up a little bit instead of relaxing your
gotcha.
ankle. That's why you're
Okay.
feeling it more in your calf.
Okay.
But no, you're doing it perfectly right. We're getting your hamstring. Now we're going to go into your hip adductors or rotators.
All right.
Okay, so I'm just going to put the foot here and just going to let your knee drop out to the side. Okay.
All
so,
right.
And again, I should so point out that not everyone has the same limitations in their flexibility. Some people have flexibility issues in one area but not another. And when we work with our clients, we focus on what the specific area is that they want to work on.
Okay.
Now we do have just a general flexibility program where we work on the lower body, the upper body, and the neck muscles. But if someone has a specific area that they want to work on, we can cater our program specifically to whatever that is. So if Eddie, for example, doesn't have too much issues with his hip adductors or rotators, actually looks like he's pretty good there. I'm going to still show you the stretch. But some people are really limited in this, and they can't get
You're
their knee up
talking
very.
about they get it to
They get to
30
about-
or 40 degrees
Yeah,
from
instead of
flat.
coming all the way out. But I'm going to still
Okay.
do the stretch here with you.
I
Okay?
call this the deboning a chicken pose.
So you're going to pull your knee up into my hand here.
And push like pressure.
Yep, pressure into my hand. You're going to hold.
Yeah.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and relax.
Okay.
And then that allows us to go a little bit farther out in the stretch. Do you feel the stretch a little bit in the groin
Yeah,
area?
it opened
And
up a little
abductors?
bit.
Okay. And then you're going to go again. Push up in main. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and relax. And that allows us to open that up a little bit more after that contract, relax, PNF technique that we're specifically using here.
That is really weird because I can honestly, instantly, range-wise, feel the difference.
You feel the difference right away.
Yeah.
That's what's great about it.
And
Okay.
if you watch NFL football, the stretches that we're doing, you see a lot of these in pregame too.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
So now we're going to work on your deep muscle called your piriformis that's in your buttocks. So this is the stretch for it. So I'm going to push your knee towards your shoulder, and you're going to resist my push. So you're pushing back into my hand.
All right.
So go ahead and push back into my hand. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and relax. Then we get a little bit more of a stretch here.
Yeah. It opens it up just a little more.
Yep.
Push.
And then push back again. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and relax.
I really hope the camera is getting my emotions on my face right now because I'm
You don't
thinking back to
You don't
so
have
many.
cameras on the ceilings here yet, so maybe we need to add
Hey,
that in.
you know what? Put that on the list. Hi. Push.
Yep, push,
All right.
hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and relax. See, is that, you hear that ah? That's like the Kool-Aid ah, right? It's refreshing.
That's the end of practice. I made it. It's a shorter version. I can feel this back in
Deep in the
my
buttocks,
hip
right?
socket.
And this
Absolutely.
piriformis muscle is such an important muscle for people because it contributes to a lot of problems that develop over the course of time. I see a lot of people come in, they feel like it's a low back issue, they feel the sciatica issue, symptoms coming down their leg, and it's really this piriformis muscle that's putting pressure on that sciatic nerve. And I have a lot of people that come in that think it's their low back when it's really this deep muscle, the piriformis muscle, that's pushing on their sciatic nerve, creating that leg pain, creating that low back pain. That's something that we evaluate during the course of our diagnostic workup with our patients. But if we can keep our patients stretched out in this piriformis muscle, it'll really help prevent a lot of those problems that occur over the course of time.
And that's the wellness part you were talking about.
That's the
You do
wellness part of
this,
our program.
The sciatic issue doesn't show up.
It doesn't happen, right?
Right.
Yep, it's one of what we work on so it doesn't happen. How we doing here?
Oh, I'm fine.
Good? Keep going?
This is where you spin my head around, right?
Okay.
We've
so
got
now
5
we're gonna-
minutes till news. You could
Okay,
easily
that's what I
snap
need-
my neck in
that's what I
5
need to
minutes.
know.
All right.
5 minutes till noon. So we're going to continue to work on your positioning line in your back. So now we're going to start working in the neck muscles here.
Okay.
Okay, so we're going to start out.
Glasses off.
You're fine. Yep. Okay. So we're just going to.
I'm sorry, I'm sweaty. You're just.
Let me move your head, but don't
Oh.
you move your body. Okay. So I'm just pushing your head in this position. So now I'm working on the upper trap muscle. So the upper trap muscle is the muscle that goes from the back of your neck to your shoulder, basically. So we're stretching that out. A lot of people have neck range of motion challenges, especially as we age. As we age, those neck muscles start to get tight, and you'll start to notice difficulty rotating your head side to side, or you can't look behind you to see if the traffic's coming as well anymore. So these neck stretches will help that out. So again, this is a PNF pattern, proprioceptive neuromuscular facilitation using contract relax. So what Eddie's going to do is he's going to push his left ear back towards his shoulder.
My left ear.
Yep,
Oh, I'm
yep,
okay.
there you go. And you're going to hold that and relax. So it's a contract relax. Then we get a little bit more stretch out. Your head is really sweating. You're getting pretty slippery here.
You're really close to me. And there's only so much professionalism that you can have before the emotions seep up.
And then we'll go the other way.
You're rubbing my head. You're really sweaty. Yes, I am, Dale.
All right, now bring your right ear down to your right shoulder. Yep, hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and relax.
The hip thing made me a little uncomfortable. This is just straight freaky.
So this is stretching the upper trap muscle.
Push again.
Okay? Nope, and we're going to go to a different muscle group. Now we're going to go into the...
I like that. Your head's really sweaty. Yes, a grown man's touching me.
I'm trying not to let it slip out of my hands here. That could be bad.
Yeah,
Again, the
that's-
hospital's close, so we're good.
We'll have to reshoot the whole thing, won't we?
All right, so now we're going to stretch a muscle called the levator scap muscle. The levator scap muscle is a muscle that goes up into the back of the head and goes down into the shoulder, basically.
Okay.
So we're going to rotate your head,
This
and
one?
then I'm going to lift your head up in this direction, and we're pushing down here like this. No, don't push down yet.
Oh,
sorry.
okay.
I'm pushing down. You're not pushing down yet. So what I'm doing is my hand placement is very specific to hold on to where that levator scap muscle goes.
You're right over the top of my collarbone.
So I'm back behind that,
Yeah,
that
you
thumb
will.
right there.
Yeah.
That thumb right there, that's your levator scap muscle. That's the muscle I'm using the PNF on here right now.
Okay.
So you're going to push your ear down towards my thumb now. Yep, hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and relax. And we get a little bit more of a stretch here. Don't resist yet. Now this is
I'm
me.
not resisting. That's
This
the
is
end of
me
my
doing the work.
flexibility.
That's just the weight of your head pushing back. Huh?
Yeah, tell. My head like a melon. You're wrestling it, not me. All
Okay,
right,
push
push.
down again. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and relax. Okay, and now we're gonna
Yeah, I
relax
can
your
really
stretch.
feel it behind my left ear, twisting
Okay.
it to the right.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Relax. Now we're going to go to the other side. So
Oh.
now I'm turning his head. We're going to make sure we keep you balanced here by stretching both
Yeah.
sides out here.
Okay.
Okay, you're going to push your ear into, there you go. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and relax. A little bit more of a stretch there.
There.
Good. You okay?
Oh,
Okay.
I may not even clock in for this.
Okay. Push back again. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and relax. Good. A little more stretch there. Good, good, good.
I'm anti-gumping it at this point.
Okay.
Okay.
How much time do we have till news here?
Please go to news.
It's about that time.
Okay.
It's Teleforum. I don't know if you're watching this, but if you are, please destroy the evidence after it's over. This is fun. More with Dale Reckless of MRS Physical Therapy as I lay here on a massage table, which is nicer than my couch. News is next. It's Teleforum on Beaver County Radio.
We are springing into summer. This is Jack Lynn from City Rescue Mission. Thank you to our Beaver County donors who gave financially during the month of May, our matching gift challenge. We have spring in our step because of your great response. Through the summer, we will provide shelter to the homeless, food for the hungry families, and spiritual care for those in need. Visit cityrescuemission.org to help us give a summer of service to hurting individuals in our community.
Hey, it's time to wake up, Beaver Valley. Hi, this is Pastor David Grove from the Church of the Redeemed of Beaver Valley. After over 2 years on the air, it seems that some of you still cannot get up in time. So I've got good news. Wake Up Beaver Valley is moving to a new time, now airing from 9 to 10, this and every Saturday morning. It's time to wake up and turn our hearts back to the cross of Jesus Christ. So I invite you to wake up early this Saturday. To find out more, it's Wake Up Beaver Valley, Saturdays from 9 until 10 a.m. on Beaver County Radio. God bless you.
It's always the right time to shop the Hopewell Shopping Center, no matter what the season, no matter what the reason. It's truly your neighborhood shopping place with such a large variety of businesses that offer food, shopping, fine dining and quick serving restaurants, personal services, and recreation. The Hopewell Shopping Center will be your one stop for everything you need whenever you need it. Just click on beavercountyradio.com, the Hopewell Shopping Center merchant directory, for a complete look of merchants today. And get shopping at your neighborhood shopping place, the Hopewell Shopping Center.
Thanks for tuning in to Beaver County Radio, created by local people in the St. Barnabas studio. 1230 WBVP Beaver Falls and 1460 WMBA Ambridge. Tune in to Beaver County Radio Thursday night, June 23rd for live coverage of the 2023 Penn Ohio High School Football Classic. Former New Brighton coach Joe Grieco will lead the Senior Stars from Pennsylvania as they take on the Senior Stars of Ohio for state line bragging rights. Beaver County Radio will have the pregame starting at 6:30 p.m. and kickoff is set for 7 p.m. The live broadcast of the 2023 Penn Ohio Football Classic on Beaver County Radio is being presented by Mr. Trophy, Slurp and Burst Boba Tea, Pappy's Handcrafted Candles, Marbles Restaurant, and Beaver County Radio.
Beaver County Radio's news source, 95.7 and 99.3 FM, along with 1230 WBVP, 1460 WMBA, and streaming at beavercountyradio.com.
And good morning on this June 21st, 2023. The Beaver County weather forecast is calling for a mix of clouds and sun today and a high of 82 degrees. We'll go over the full details of your Beaver County weather forecast following this look at news. Pennsylvania's Democratic-controlled House of Representatives approved a measure that would raise the minimum wage to $15 by 2026 in a close vote Tuesday. A long-held party campaign plank that has run up against Republican legislative majorities for years. The measure would gradually increase the minimum wage to $15 by changing from $7.25 to $11 in its first year, then to $13 in 2023, and finally to $15 in 2026. The bill ties future increases to inflation, which sponsors say mirrors action taken by 15 other states. It has an uncertain future in the Republican-controlled Senate. In an effort to revitalize the Bureau of Dog Law Enforcement, Senator Elder Vogel Jr.'s Dog Law Modernization Bill advanced from the Senate with bipartisan support by a vote of 43-7. Senate Bill 746 would provide critical updates to Pennsylvania's dog law, including increases to licensing and kennel fees. For the last several years, the BDLE has relied on state appropriations to maintain its operations, as they have been working in a deficit, which has caused a staff shortage within the BDLE and has made it impossible from hiring a new warden when a position is vacated. To remedy this issue, among others, and with the support of the Department of Agriculture, Senate Bill 746 would first revise annual and lifetime dog licenses. For individual dog licenses, the annual fees would gradually increase by $2 for an annual license in the first year to $7, and a subsequent increase of $2 the following year to $9, with a final increase of $1 in 2027, taking the maximum fee increase to $10 and $49 for a lifetime license, with no additional increases regardless of spay or neuter status. The legislation also seeks to clarify dangerous dog determinations, require that kennels notify the Department of Agriculture of updates to their type of classification, update Rescue Network kennel licensing and related documentation of foreign dogs, revoke kennel licenses when the kennel is charged with animal cruelty, require transparency of both the source of a dog and the identifying seller's license information and advertisements, ensure proof of licensure is provided when requested by the appropriate authorities, and increase criminal penalties for law violators. Senate Bill 746 now moves to the House for consideration. A proposed tax credit to recruit new teachers, nurses, and police officers passed through the Pennsylvania House of Representatives with bipartisan support on Tuesday, but the Republican-controlled Senate says it has lacked support in the caucus. The bill would provide a $2,500 annual tax credit for 3 years for Pennsylvania residents after they become certified or after they move to Pennsylvania with a state-recognized credential. It's a key element of Democratic Governor Josh Shapiro's budget proposal to attract more people into Pennsylvania's ranks of police officers, nurses, and teachers amid nationwide shortages. The Pennsylvania Public Utility Commission today posted detailed information about this year's distribution of impact fees on natural gas producers, totaling $278,881,450 on the PUC's Act 13 website. County and municipal governments directly affected by drilling will receive a total of $157,349,593 for the 2022 reporting year. Additionally, $103,641,907 will be transferred to the Marcellus Legacy Fund, which provides financial support for environmental, highway, water, and sewer projects, rehabilitation of greenways, and other projects throughout the state. Also, $17,889,950 will be distributed to state agencies as specified by Act 13. The PUC has forwarded the information to the Department of the Treasury and expects payments to be distributed in early July. The distributions for individual municipalities are detailed on the PUC's Act 13 website.
Here's the Beaver County forecast on 95.7 and 99.3 FM. Along with 1230 WBVP, 1460 WMBA, and streaming at beavercountyradio.com.
A mix of clouds and sun today for your first day of summer and a high of 82. Partly cloudy tonight for a low of 62. Tomorrow, your first full day of summer sees cloudy and cooler skies with a slight chance of rain and a high of 71. Scattered showers throughout the day Friday with a high of 79. Steady rain for Saturday with scattered thunderstorms and a high of 77. And showers with possible thunderstorms Sunday with a high of 85 degrees. That is a look at the news for now. I'm Matt Durzik for Beaver County Radio News, 95.7 FM, 99.3 FM, 1230 WBVP, and 1460 WMBA. Also streaming worldwide at beavercountyradio.com.
Talk about what's happening in Beaver County or around the world on Teleforum. 724-843-1888. 724-774-1888. It's Teleforum with Eddy Crow.
It is Teleforum with Eddy Crow, and today it's Teleforum with Dale Reckless of MRS Physical Therapy. Dale, do me a favor, and I'll swing there, grab the mic real quick, and let people know how they can get in touch with you and find you and get scheduled with you before we continue the stretching. I am laying on a massage table, and if you're watching this on social media, you are a lucky devil. All right, tell people how to get a hold of you, and then we're going to do more bendy stuff.
So today's topic is our new assisted stretching program that we're starting at MRS Physical Therapy. We're running it out of both offices, our office in Cranberry Township as well as our office in Bridgewater. So this is the first to my awareness of programs offered in either Butler or Beaver County. So if you're in Butler or Beaver County, you can take advantage of our assisted stretching program at either office. Our office in Bridgewater is MRS Physical Therapy. It's right in Stone Point Landing in Bridgewater. That number is 724-728-7550. And then our other offices in Cranberry Township, which is on Route 19. Our office is Cranberry Physical Therapy on Route 19, right next to North Park Lounge. That number is 724-591-8255. 8121. And you can call either of those offices to schedule your assisted stretch. We have 2 programs, like I mentioned a little bit earlier in the show. One is a quick or short stretch program, which is about 25 minutes long, general stretching, get all the body parts. And then we have a more specific program. It's a 50-minute stretching program that's more specific to the areas that you want us to work on. It is a wellness program, and it is a cash-based program. So that means your insurance does not cover this, unfortunately. Unfortunately, we wish insurance would cover more wellness things, but it just doesn't. So it is a cash-based program, but it's really worth your dime, I think. It's only $39 for a 25-minute stretch, or $75 for a 50-minute stretch. So it's a fairly inexpensive model that we've developed in order to maintain your wellness with flexibility. And keep in mind that flexibility is one of the core basic elements that your body needs. When we think about going to the gym, we automatically think about stretching and conditioning, and we often forget about that flexibility component. Although that flexibility component is really the core basic need that your body has before you even work on strengthening and conditioning. So without the flexibility component, you're really hurting yourself if you're just working on strengthening and conditioning. You really need to work on that flexibility part. And if you do work on the wellness part of your flexibility, I believe that it'll really help stave off some of those other diagnoses that develop as we age, especially in your neck, your back, your hips, your feet. And actually, there's some lack of flexibility that can happen that can affect your balance as well. So a lot of my balance clients that come in to see me, there's certain flexibility elements that they're lacking that if they had worked on their flexibility, their balance would have not gotten to the point where it is now. So really focusing on your flexibility helps a whole lot of different areas. It's not just decreasing pain, but it can also help out with your balance and your overall health. And that's why we're really advocating for you guys to consider this as part of your wellness program for your livelihood.
All right, I am laying on my side, and we're going to do, honestly, I feel noticeably what we did in the first half of the hour. Dale, you did the hips, and you did the hamstrings, and you did the neck. I physically noticeably feel better with what you did the first half hour.
Okay, so we're going to continue to work on some lower body flexibility.
Okay.
So let me just relax your top leg.
Hey, that's tough to do when a grown man's grabbing it, Dale.
Okay.
All right.
And I'm just going to pull the leg back a little bit to see what your range of motion limits are to start with.
Okay.
And I'm going to ask you to pull against my pull. So you're going to pull your leg forward, and you're going to hold 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, then relax. I'm going to stretch you back a little farther here. And again, so if you missed the first part of the show, this is called assisted stretching. It's using a specific technique called PNF, which was developed by 2 physical therapists about 80 years ago. So it's not a new idea, but it's something that we're implementing into our wellness program now. Okay, pull your knee forward again. Hold 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And
Should I be making a point to keep my foot pointed down? Because
no, don't worry about the ankle.
That
Just
doesn't
relax
matter about the
Nope.
ankle. Okay.
No. The ankle has nothing to do with the muscles that we're focusing on here.
You had a Stretch Armstrong as a kid, didn't you, Dale?
You know what? That's funny you say that, because I was meaning to look up a Stretch Armstrong to bring it to the show today, because I think that's going to be my new thing I use is the Stretch Armstrong with my
I'll go in halvesies with you.
Okay, so go on your stomach next.
Yeah, okay.
So this will be a similar group of muscles that we're stretching here. So Eddie's on his belly now, and I'm bending his one knee. And I'm going to have him, we're going to bend that as far as we can comfortably go here. And he's got pretty good flexibility here. So like I said earlier in the show, not everyone has the same flexibility issues. So, we'll specialize and cater to whatever needs you have.
So what you're saying is I'm disturbingly functional in this set of exercises?
You're going to push your leg back into my hand here. Yep. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And relax. We're going to get a little bit more of a stretch there.
Oh, hello, quads.
Hello, quads. So we're stretching at your quads. Good call on that, Eddie. We're stretching out his quad muscle. And we're going to make it a little bit more challenging for him here. We're going to lift that leg up a little bit higher.
All right.
Okay, just relax. There you go.
Dale, that's my buttocks.
Okay, push back down into my hand again and hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and relax. And a little bit more stretch there in that positioning. So we can adjust the positioning of the body to accentuate the stretch or to make the stretch a little bit easier, depending on what your body's needs are. No, you're just relaxing for me right here. Yep, just relax. There you go. You feeling okay?
No, not at all.
All right.
That was the first one that hurt a little bit, but that hurt a little bit in my lower back. Now that you've released the pressure.
And we're actually going to work on your low back now. So we're going to work on a muscle called the quadratus lumborum. Like I said, physical therapists know every muscle in the body. So wherever the muscle is, we can stretch it out. So the quadratus lumborum is in the low back area here.
Okay.
And I'm going to grab your lower
You're
legs,
grabbing
and I'm going to pull it towards me. You okay? Just relax, relax,
no, I'm
relax
fine.
down there. Okay. And we're going to feel where your limitation is. And we're going to pull back. And then you're going to pull your legs back to the straight position. Yep. Pull, hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and relax. And we're going to get a little more of a stretch there. Good, good. And we're going to hold that stretch a little bit longer here. So again, this is proprioceptive neuromuscular facilitation. Contract, relax is the specific type of PNF that I'm using right here.
Okay.
Okay, pull into my hands again. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and relax.
That's so weird that you do that. I put tension against it. Then the next time you stretch, I can feel the amount of degrees going up
Yeah,
in the
you feel the
angle of
improvement,
flexibility.
right?
Yeah, it's very strange that it happens so
So that's
quickly.
your quadratus lumborum in your low back. So keep in mind this stretching technique can be used on just about anybody. We focus mostly on adolescents all the way up to older adults. So if you're older and you feel like you're losing some flexibility in your neck muscles, you can't turn your head as far to see the cars behind you.
Well, that's natural.
Or you
right?
feel like your balance is starting to change. There could be some issues. We're going to address the ankles next, which is often where we see flexibility issues with my clients that are starting to have balance issues.
Okay.
If you're an athlete and you need to work on your flexibility to maximize your range of motion, we can work on that too. So next we're going to work on the soleus muscle. The soleus muscle is a deep muscle in the calf. So most people know what the gastroc muscle is. That's your big fat calf muscle there. The soleus muscle is very similar. It's in the calf, but it's deeper down underneath the gastroc muscle.
I'm sorry, some lady I don't know just walked by the hallway and I happened to see her and she looked in and saw us and she had the best look on her face.
All right, so I'm stretching your... So now Eddie's on his stomach, okay?
Yeah.
I have his knee bent, and I'm pushing his toe down towards the mat table. So this is stretching his soleus muscle out here now. So...
Do I push back against
Not yet.
this?
Okay, so I'm going to stabilize that. Now you're going to push back up into my hand, and you're going to hold 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and relax. And we get a little more of a stretch there.
Yeah, and there's the 2 or 3 or 5 more degrees
Get
of
a couple more
flexibility.
degrees of motion there after that contract, relax, PNF stretch. Then you're going to push again. Hold 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and relax. And we get a little bit more of a stretch there. Good.
It just occurred to me we're on a radio show. I was basking and it's like, that feels so good. All right.
All right, next we're going to work on your hip rotators. So we're going to pull, Eddie again is on his stomach if you're not watching, and now his knee is bent and I'm pulling the leg out to the side. Okay, so now you're going to resist, pull back into my hand. Yep, and hold 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and relax.
Think of pulling the drumstick off a turkey leg. Well, that's the side pressure. That's what it feels like.
So these are his hip rotators I'm working on now. Again, using that contract, relax method of PNF, proprioceptive neuromuscular facilitation. And hold again. Push, hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and relax. And we'll get a little more range of motion after that.
Every single time I can feel the 3 or 4 degrees more.
So any muscle and any joint in your body, we can stretch out. So wherever you have areas that you feel like you've developed some lack of flexibility that you want to work on, we can work on that for you. And most people have a pretty good awareness. They feel like, oh, this part of my body's always tight, or you realize you're losing some range of motion in a certain area. Again, when you come in for your initial consultation with us, we'll incorporate that into your visit, making sure that we're hitting the certain, what we call target areas that you want us to work on, in addition to working on the general overall flexibility. So now we're going to move up to your upper body here. We're going to go back to the shoulder because you're in this position here. It's good for the shoulder. So you need your left arm.
I continue to lay flat.
Okay. And we're going to put his left hand behind his back. You've never been in this position before, have you, Eddie?
Uncle. Uncle.
Okay, so now we're stretching what's called the supraspinatus muscle. You all right?
I'm waiting for the lady to come back and get another look at her.
Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to push your elbow up into my hand here.
Okay.
So go ahead and push your elbow. Yep, up in the hand. You're going to hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And relax.
It is. It's fighting against the chicken wing you used to get on the recess.
Try to relax there. Good. It's hard to talk on the radio and relax at the same time, isn't it?
Well, it's hard to talk and relax, and I got a grown man holding me in a chicken wing.
Okay, push your elbow up into my hand again. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and relax.
Okay.
So we're working on one of your rotator cuff muscles right now. These rotator cuff muscles can get tight. They're often not worked on very much in your everyday activity, so it's good to specifically stretch those rotator cuff muscles.
Again?
Nope, just relax. Just relax.
Oh.
Good. Okay. Now we're going to bring that arm back out there.
I'm glad you brought it back. I couldn't bring it back. All right.
All right, so let's go ahead and roll back onto your back.
Signaling the end, hopefully. Okay.
Okay, so we're going to do 2 more stretches here. One is your gastroc here.
My what?
So we talked about your calf muscle. One is your soleus and the other is your gastroc muscle. So we're going to stretch your gastroc muscle here.
Okay.
So this one is different because with the knee straight, it specifically hits the gastroc muscle. So this is your
Yes.
This is your gas pedal muscle, if you think about it. So you're just going to push your toe down into my hand. Yep, push and hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and relax.
This is the end of the soccer game toe cramp move.
Yeah.
It's exactly this.
And push down again. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and relax. Yeah, that's a good point. If you have like toe cramping and things like that, we can work
Hamstrings,
specifically on
yeah.
those toe flexor muscles, as well as the gastroc muscles. That often helps out. If you get Charlie horses, that feeling of cramping in your hamstring or your calf, that helps. This helps out as well. All right, let's go ahead and sit up there next. Okay, why don't you sit over here so we can still face the cameras and talk on the mics here. Okay, so this is our last stretch we're going to do today. So give me your hand.
All the stuff you've touched on me, now it's the hand holding.
Now it's the
okay.
hand. So-
which hand? Both?
No, just the right hand here.
Okay.
So this is a real favorite for anyone that maybe they write a lot, they get hand cramps. Musicians love this stretch. Anyone that's holding, gripping, like working on the computers or things like that for long periods of time.
My hands have been broken many
Just relax
times.
your arm there. Just relax your elbow. Okay, relax your elbow.
All right.
Okay. So now we're stretching out the hand flexor muscles. Mm-hmm. So we're just kind of opening things up there. Okay. So now you're gonna pull your fingers like you're squeezing a ball. Yep. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and relax. Relax your arm down. There you go. Okay, and squeeze that ball again. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and relax. So this is a real favorite for people that get hand cramps. They're writing for long periods of time, typing for long periods of time. Musicians love this stretch, holding their instruments for hours at a time, things like that. So that's the hand stretch there.
Again, more flexibility.
Yep, improves
Instantly.
flexibility in all those joints. So what we're looking at is we're looking at improving what the body's core need is. The body has a core need for flexibility. Okay. And I think we're not addressing that enough in healthcare. And this wellness program will help address that core need of improving flexibility in any joint in your body that we need to work on. Our general basic flexibility program, we can hit all the general muscle groups in about a 25-minute program. If you want something more specific or longer periods of stretching, then we can do that in a 50-minute program.
Well, we just did 55 minutes.
Yeah, we got a lot done in that period of time. Take all the talking out of it, and we can get a little bit more done on top
Sure.
of that, right? So, if you want to participate in our stretch program, like I said, we're offering it at both of our offices in the Bridgewater area. We are located right in Stone Point Landing, and that's MRS Physical Therapy in Stone Point Landing, and that number is 724-728-7550. If you want to participate in the program in the Cranberry Township area, our office is Cranberry Physical Therapy in Cranberry Township. It's on Route 19, right next to North Park Lounge, and that number is 724-591-8121, and we'd be happy to get you started with your wellness program with our new stretching program that we're starting this week.
I want to ask you something. You mentioned it earlier, talking about wellness programs and insurance companies not jumping on board.
Yeah.
As a general concept, are insurance companies starting to understand that ounce of prevention, pound of cure thing? Are
I
they
believe
getting
so.
better?
I mean, they do cover some wellness visits, right? So for your kids, they'll cover wellness visits for things like that.
My annual physical.
Yep.
Right.
So yeah, absolutely. I think there's an understanding that doing prevention is going to save a lot more money down the line. But right now they're not on board as far as, the wellness for these kind of things. I think they need to consider it because I see this in my practice. I've been practicing for 34 years. A lot of the diagnoses I come in that for the patients that come in and see me, I think they could be prevented and preventable with this type of a flexibility program.
What should I have asked you that I didn't? Today was fun. I was kind of nervous about today when I got word you were bringing furniture with you. But what? No,
we have a lot of new programs out there. This is one of my favorites that we're starting. I'm really excited about it. I think it's going to really take off. I think a lot of people are going to really appreciate it and see the benefits of doing flexibility to incorporate it into their lifestyles, in addition to what they also are doing for strengthening and conditioning. Even if you're not doing anything at all, it's a good place to start. So whether you're currently doing a strengthening and conditioning program and you want to dial back a little bit and realize, I really need to be working on my flexibility on top of my strengthening and conditioning program, this program's for you. Or if you're someone that hasn't started anything yet, that's fine too. Flexibility is the best place to start. So working on your flexibility first and then working on your strength and conditioning on top of that, that's really the way the body works. That's what your body wants. Your body wants that flexibility first and then the strengthening and conditioning on top of that. And too many people are skipping that flexibility and stretching part of their conditioning program. That's when they end up coming and needing physical therapy because they have an injury. Things kind of got out of hand. They have too much tightness. That tightness causes pain and discomfort. And too many times people wait till they're in pain and discomfort before they seek help. And this is, like I said, a wellness program. This is, helping to prevent those problems from happening. It's helping to prevent that pain from creeping up on you. Starting with flexibility first, it's really key.
Dale Reckless of MRS Physical Therapy. Great seeing you again. I'm going to do the next 2 hours loosey-goosey because of you. And I apologize for the head sweat. It's Teleforum on Beaver County Radio.
Giles Town and Country Market on 24th Street in Beaver Falls has all your shopping needs. Fresh produce, hand-cut meat and chicken, and in-store baked desserts are what you'll find at Giles Town and Country Market. Don't forget, Giles Town and Country Market bakes their own bread and does catering. Giles Town and Country Market in Beaver Falls makes lunch quick and delicious. Check out gilesmarket.com. That's Giles Town and Country Market in Beaver Falls.
95.7 and 99.3 FM, along with WBVP, WMBA, and BeaverCountyRadio.com, invite you to tune in to Sounds of Faith. Tune in Sunday mornings from 7 until 9 for a mix of the best sacred music of all time. Sounds of Faith is brought to you by Crawford Tire and Beaver, the William Murphy Funeral Home, City Rescue Mission, MRS Physical Therapy, Circle of Friends, J&J Spratt Funeral Home, and Rome Monument and Inspirational Gifts. Sounds of Faith, uplifting, relaxing, and inspiring radio. Sunday mornings from 7 until 9 on 95.7 and 99.3 FM, along with WBVP, WMBA, and BeaverCountyRadio.com. Freedom United Federal Credit Union proudly presents the return of Beaver County's #1 buy, sell, and trade show, Yankee Trader. The all-new Yankee Trader is back, and popular show host Diane Brocious will return to host every Saturday morning from 10:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. on Beaver County Radio. So get ready to buy, sell, and trade every Saturday, right here on Beaver County Radio. The Yankee Trader Show is brought to you by your friends at Freedom United Federal Credit Union in Rochester.
The warm weather is back, and that can only mean one thing. Pirates baseball for a 75th season on Beaver County Radio. Tune in and listen to the Pirates Radio Network broadcast team as they take you through every pitch, hit, and out of the 2023 baseball season. Make sure you set your radio dial to WBVP WMBA 99.3 FM or 95.7 FM for all the action. Pirates baseball is being presented locally by the St. Barnabas Health System, Freedom United Federal Credit Union, Falcone's Moon Township Ford, Keystone Wellness Program, Friendly Federal Credit Union, Dr. C. Timothy Lip, and Beaver County Radio, 95.7 and 99.3 FM, 1230 WBVP, and 1460 WMBA.
Tune in to Live Mike with Mike Romai, presented by Heritage Valley Health System. weekdays from 6:30 a.m. to 9 a.m. It's an all-new show on Beaver County Radio, where Mike discusses the issues important to Beaver County. There's also special guests, weather, sports with Matt Durzick, and news every half hour with Curtis Walsh. So tune in to Live Mike with Mike Romai, weekdays, right here on Beaver County Radio. Beaver County Radio is your source for local news in Beaver County and surrounding areas. Tune in weekdays starting at 6:30 a.m. for news reports at the top and bottom of each hour with Curtis Walsh. Eddy Crow has afternoon news at the bottom of each hour, and news correspondents Sandy Giordano and Matt Durzick have reports from local school board and municipal meetings. You can also follow Beaver County Radio on our website at beavercountyradio.com. You're listening to 95.7 FM, 99.3 FM, presented by St. Barnabas, in addition to 1230 WBVP Beaver Falls and 1460 WMBA Ambridge.